See, I'm not playing games. I'm just relaxing today. Well, when do I ever get a chance to play the video? Oh yeah, did you ever get any text message first when they were in about 1 hour?
She said they have enough staff for this. Oh, you're working tomorrow.
No, I know, but you do that. You know what, I think I can kind of say I can work a little bit more longer.
You have to come early, though.
No, like I'm saying is that like working like when I'm done with my landscaping job, I can do smash jack,
You know, Dave Yeager, the coach for the Grizzlies, has really become a big-name coach quite quickly.
Right.
You know, he's worked his way up the Memphis coaching ladder and has had a ton of success early on in his career.
Randolph is the 4 with Gasol in the middle. Conley out there with Lance Stevenson. And it's Barnes in at the 3 slot. That's the lineup in the game for Memphis.
Their rebounding has been off the charts today, guys. Reason number 1, this game is out of hand.
Exactly, Clark. Their lead is not surprising given their advantage on the backboard.
And the success we've been mentioning with Coach Dave Yeager. He was the 2nd fastest active coach to get to 100 wins.
And Kevin made his way in terms of coaching, started in the D-League and other minor leagues before becoming an assistant with the Grizzlies. And really was the architect, if you will, of the defense that his team is so well known for. He's done a lot for this franchise and looks to be on track to become their winningest coach ever.
Here's Conley after Jared Sullinger's bucket, picked by Randolph.
Foul. His 3rd personal foul. First team foul.
Here's Stevenson. He's got 6. Conley dishes to Randolph. Back to Conley. And they will get the basket here, folks, as they rule goaltending.
Boy, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
So Boston ends up going with a new group. Shot from the wing. And Smart with the basket on the assist by Thomas. And that's now 30 points for Marcus Smart. Last game for Boston, they picked up the W against the Bulls.
And how about the accuracy that was on display from three-point range in that game? They were lethal.
Yeah, splashing those threes as they did really allowed them to continuously deflate that crowd and keep them at bay. Boy, that was a nice road win for them, no doubt.
Plays it in without an inch of room around him. Smart's got 32 points in the game.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Now here's Barnes. He's got 10. Here's Randolph. And count the basket. He was fouled, and he's going to the line for one more.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation. Zach Randolph getting up there in his mid-30s, but his game has never been based on explosiveness. So it's all about strength, skill, and craft when you talk about Zebo, and he's aging gracefully.
Go.
And Randolph Clark can struggle in matchups against quicker power forwards of those spread fours.
Yeah, but even though he's
What are you doing?
struggles on the perimeter against those guys, he punishes them when he gets them inside in his operating area at the offensive end. Most big men have a hard time dealing with him in the paint.
Very good point. And now the first timeout called here for Boston. Clark, looking around the league, there's no team that teams want to play less than the Memphis Grizzlies. They just wear you down.
Well, they play a physical brand of basketball. They play hard. Everybody's on the same page. And even if you beat the Grizzlies, they take a lot out of you in terms of how they try to wear you down.
Let's catch up with Doris from the sideline.
Yes, guys, over that last break, I listened to Dave Yeager address his team. He made it clear that their offense needed to run through Marc Gasol. coach has a lot of faith in him offensively and let his players know it, insisting that he be at the forefront of what they do at that end of the court from here on out. The other thing he stressed was the need to be disciplined on offense. He asked for good ball movement and good shot selection. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
And thanks for that story, Doris.
And the Grizzlies played so well against all the other playoff teams. Part of it is that they just have a style that matches up well with anyone.
Flying high and throwing down the hard one-hander.
One of his favorite moves right there, guys.
And really, he does that one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
You know, that's the thing with the Memphis Grizzlies. I mean, there isn't a team that gives them too much trouble anywhere in the league. They're good at home and on the road. They're used to playing in tight, low-scoring games, and they create that situation with their deliberate style.
A slam dunk by Thomas.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some...
Do whole time.
The whole time's the highest.
Instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant, and this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And again, Boston with the triple.
It's amazing what they're doing on offense here. Perfect in this half.
Grizzlies have gotten nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. Got a piece of it. Thomas with the steal. Here's Jerebko. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And they've looked terrific in transition today. That's had a lot to do
pause,
with their success.
Can you check my
Oh, it certainly has. I mean, they've done a really good job recognizing any...
Coming from...
No.
No, check it from me. Keep looking to see.
YouTube, but it says you're live now. You.
Is it 2 or 1?
Well, it says you're alive and then new form.
What does it... Can you click on it? I want to know which one it's on.
On yours?
Yeah, on mine. I want to know which one. Can you find out what YouTube it's on? Just click on it. In the top,
It says Richard Cohen.
No, what's...
It says Richard Cohen, which is the other one, not your old, not your new, not your it's all your new one, not your old one.
Because I have got 2 of them before.
Time they've had the numbers advantage, and then they've taken advantage. We've seen it time and time again here. Michael Conley with excellent vision on that pass.
Boston's gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Here's Jerebko. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Jerebko's got 22 points.
Well, I tell you what, when you get this kind of effort and efficiency from him, they're a really hard team to beat.
And it's Conley penetrating, and that one's good.
Well, he certainly isn't the one to blame for them being in the hole. He's been on the money with his game.
Here's Crowder, and again, Boston with the triple.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Here's Conley, and it's Memphis with another.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
Here's Smart, and again, it's Boston converting.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
Here's Crowder, and it's Boston with another.
really nice dime dropping there. Playmaking ability is exactly what you get from Isaiah Thomas.
Thomas against Conley. And Stevenson, the bucket on the assist by Conley. 10 points for Lance Stevenson.
You know, huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Allen's checked in for Lance Stevenson. Kelly Olynyk's checked in for Boston. Cannon comes in for Smart. Here's Randolph. Oh, took the contact and tried to throw it down over the top, but instead he'll shoot free throws. Some solid numbers once again for Zach Randolph with Memphis last year. He just keeps plugging away, grinding out, no pun intended, chugging along and producing.
Yeah, 16 points, about 10.5 rebounds for Zebo. I mean, he's a classic power forward and always gives you the numbers, even though he still plays under the rim.
Boston making a switch here. Gibson's checked in. Conley against Thomas. Picked by Randolph. Pass to Gasol. Shot from free throw range. The rebound by Gibson.
And, you know, for Randolph, he's been in the league so long and still puts up double-double numbers. Average a double-double in 8 of his last 10 seasons. Remarkable.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Conley gets the bucket.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And for Zach Randolph, at his experience level, to put up 15 and 10 or better, the last player to do that back in 1999, so it's a rare feat.
Jerebko, the pass to Olynyk. From deep, Thomas, and that one's good. Thomas got 2 now from beyond the arc in the third for Boston. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Boston.
Their high-energy defensive effort has paid off for them, guys, with more than a few steals over the course of the ballgame.
Yeah, and another thing, they've created a lot of turnovers, but they've also been able to convert when they've gotten out in transition.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside. And that keeps him perfect from the field this quarter.
Barnes kicks to Conley. Gasol wide open. He fires. And that one falls coming off Conley's feet. Boston dictating the flow. From about 19 feet. And it's Boston with another.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
To the paint. It's deflected. Here's Cannon, over by Conley, and Cannon gets it to go. Cannon's got 9 points now in the quarter.
And just a little bit ragged defensively there, Clark.
They double-team Conley. Poke loose. They break it out, 5-on-3. Some nice passing there by Memphis. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot. Clark, thinking back to when Mike Conley was drafted 4th back in the 2007 draft, 4th overall. He wasn't an instant star, but he has gotten better every season.
Yeah, it took him a little while. I mean, he was only a freshman coming out of college back in 2007. A slow start. He had to fight for minutes, grind away. The Grizzlies kept trying to get his replacement, it appeared, but he stayed the course, and now he's their franchise point guard.
Chris Anderson is checked in for Memphis. Here's Mickey, and the 3-ball is good. Mickey's got 10.
And really, as the three-pointers keep dropping, you get the sense that the frustration is mounting for the defense.
Yeah, and they either have been unwilling or unable to take that shot away.
Finished off the break. He's got 12.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at either end, steals, fast break buckets, and the other team scrambling to find its game.
Great point. I mean, that aggression has allowed them to just create a lot of havoc, and boy, are they taking advantage.
Here's Allen. After the basket by Boston, Anderson dishes to Conley. Clock at 6. Allen kicks to Anderson. Here's Carter. And again, Memphis no good.
And that's the shot he has to take.
Exactly. That's the right look. The decision was good. He just didn't execute.
Sound offensively. Really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break.
And that one misses. Memphis has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting.
That's his 4th foul. I'm sure he recognizes the situation because number 5 would put him in a rough, tough spot.
The Grizzlies have really been struggling with their free throws, only made 5. More misses than makes so far.
Tony Allen, 2 shots.
And so he makes both from the line. There's a minute 40 left in the third quarter of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
And the thing with Kelly Olynyk, he does some stuff that really helps you, and some also that will hurt. I mean, he's highly skilled. He's got the deep range, textbook positioning in terms of the post. A lot of tricky moves down there. Yet he has a hard time being effective against great athletes, which the NBA is filled with. So he's going to have to evolve as a basketball player if he wants to be effective.
Well, and back to Kelly Olynyk. As a coach, you have to identify the matchups where he can be effective because Clark is against explosive long-limb guys. They'll take advantage of it.
Yeah, they will, but in the right matchup, he's effective. He can help. He makes 35% of his threes, has done that for the last 2 years, and I think he gives you some toughness and rebounding as well. I like him as a second-unit player.
Here's Conley after the made shot from Evan Turner. Kicks to Allen. Carter inside the three-point line. Releases from the wing and drills it. Carter's got 10.
How pretty was that from Carter?
There's the pass to Rozier. And it's Conley penetrating. Got that one up quick. Conley's got 18 points now here in the second half.
And you know, he's really been one of the few bright spots for them, trying to will this team to victory.
Shot's good. And it's 8 points for Kelly Olynyk.
And those aren't the type of three-point opportunities that you can allow in the NBA.
You're exactly right. I mean, those come back to bite you every time, just like it's biting them now.
Allen outside. Wright says a screen for Allen. That's tipped. Just 2 seconds between shot clock and game clock. Here's Mickey. And again, Boston with the triple.
It just seems like the more he touches it, the more the lead grows.
Memphis has gone 2 of 2 from long range in the third quarter so far. Conley, the pass to Allen. And a big-time jam right there.
That is really poor defensive awareness. I mean, he's one guy you don't want to give any space to. You've got to stay attached and connected.
Cannon. No good on that last second attempt there. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. Boston on top, running away with it. Live from the FedEx Forum. And we welcome you back as we get going here in the fourth quarter. The final quarter of play can change everything. Memphis has gotten a success rate of just over 50% from three-point tonight. 4 of 7 shooting. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Boston, Isaiah Thomas out there with Cannon. Then it's Tyler Zeller. Then there's Jerebko. And it's Gibson in at the 4-man position. Looking at Memphis, they took the win in their last game against the Nuggets. And Cannon gets it to go.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
And they may have found the Achilles heel of this defense. That was their 9th straight point from beyond the arc.
That's tipped. And pushing it up, here's Boston.
Wow, that's a really smooth finish.
That's why we and they always love seeing him at the end of those breaks. He makes it look fun and easy.
Inside, Hairston. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And so far, for P.J. Hairston, nothing in his basketball career has been easy. He played at North Carolina but was suspended and never reinstated. Then he played in the D-League well enough to be drafted in the first round last year, but unfortunately his strong play just didn't carry over into his first full season in the NBA.
Smart's checked in for Boston.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball. Boy, I'm impressed with the determination he showed right there, getting himself in a good position under the glass. Did his work early there.
Yeah, with the presence of mind to know just where the rebound was going to go to.
And then also just the niftiness with that tip in, just a quick touch, again, before the defense knows what hit him.
And that one is stuffed right through.
And guys, how fun is it watching this fella just go to work?
Greg, it's not every point guard who can climb the ladder like he can.
Not at all.
Well, I tell you, I think his body control and concentration in the air are really unique.
And it's good.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Here's Zeller, and he caught that pass in full stride on his way to the big slam.
Did not need 2 hands for that slam.
You know, he can save the other hand for the next time.
One will do just fine.
Yeah, but just to switch it up a little bit.
And Green gets it to go.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
And Zeller kicks to Yarepko. There's Thomas with the 3. And again, Boston with the triple.
Wow. Wow. What a great performance from him. He's hit 3 in each half.
Adams dishes to Hairston. Adams, the pass to Anderson. And he uses the glass on the layup.
And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
And a wide open look for Zeller. Good, and Smart gets the assist. Smart's got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. The Grizzlies have gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go in. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter. Drive by Adams. Here's Hairston, and the Grizzlies tack on 2 more.
And it's almost as if they knew exactly what the D was going to throw at him on that possession.
Smart kicks to Thomas. And again, Boston with the triple.
And until he cools off, I'd keep the ball in his hands.
The Grizzlies have gotten absolutely red hot shooting the ball here in the fourth. A perfect 6 for 6. Hairston, the pass to Anderson. The call will go against Yarepko.
Yeah, the NBA Development League now celebrating its 15th anniversary, and a lot of change over that time. None of the original 8 teams still playing in their original locations. Still, it's only growing. And I think we'll see it grow to 30 teams before long.
Thomas against Adams. 6 to shoot. From deep 3-point range. No good. Now Boston takes it the other way. Greg, you're talking about the D-League. Not really a moneymaker yet, but it's really benefited, Clark, the NBA in so many ways.
Clearly has, Kevin, a place to train new players, officials, and executives or management, a way to test out possible rule changes. I think building revenue is the focus, though, and the players make a small salary, but the NBA Developmental League is helping the NBA be better.
Boston's gotten in the groove from 3-point range. They are 4 for 4 since the third quarter ended. Wasted no time on that one. 34 points for Isaiah Thomas.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Here's Green. It's hauled in by Thomas. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display of team play.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operation.
Sade, I like that, Greg.
Drive by Adams, and Gibson sends it back. And pushing it up, here's Boston. Thomas is running, and the shot is good. Thomas got 36.
That's a terrific sequence at both ends of the floor. They block the shot and recover it for the fast break finish.
They get a hand on it. And here comes Thomas leading the fast break. Here's Gibson.
I mean, that's a tough break for the D. I mean, he took the hit and drew the whistle.
Yeah, but he was late to get there, Greg, so the referee couldn't give him a free pass on that one.
Austin with the ball. And Zeller kicks to Gibson. And again, Boston with the triple.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Adams with it. Now Thomas defending. There's the pick. And Adams kicks to Carter. Makes that one his 6th of the night. Shooting a very healthy 6 for 9.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you've got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Green dishes to Carter. To the right side. It's Anderson with the drive. It's deflected, and they get it back. That drops. Boston dictating the flow. Smart kicks to Jerebko. Near the three-point line, it's Thomas, and another basket for Boston.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this hot.
Adams against Thomas. Carter with it. Pass to Hairston. Unloads from 13. Here's Green, and good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
How about the purpose with which he's crashing the backboards right now? Some hard-earned second chance points.
And another basket for Boston.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Memphis has gone 4 of 8 tonight from three-point land, shooting 50% on the 3-ball here. Got a piece of it. 2-on-1 as they jump out on the break. Here's Jerebko, the big dunk at the end of the break.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
That's exactly the way to do it too, Kevin. Go hard to the bucket and don't let them set up the defense.
And it's Carter missing. This has been a one-sided affair.
Yeah, they've done a nice job of extending their lead and maintaining that intensity level.
He has really punished these defenders today. No matter who's been on him, he's been giving them medicine.
Hairston, and he drops in the layup off the glass.
They're finding lanes to the hoop now with consistency. 5 buckets in a row from the paint.
And on the flip side, Greg, the defenders have to show more fight on the interior. They've got to offer more resistance here.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime dropped right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel. Sheer, unadulterated power right there. I mean, he ripped it down with both hands.
Absolutely. A resounding dunk.
Just a take-no-chance slam by the big fella.
Carter, the pass to Adams. Here's Hairston. It's good from long range. Hairston's got 10 points in the quarter.
Great quarter for him at the offensive end, trying to will his team back in the game.
Here's Smart. He dents the rim with a two-handed slam. Wow.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor. You know what? That's what you like to see. A perfect pass leading him right into the shot. Didn't even have to break stride.
He feeds it to Gibson. Good, and Smart gets the assist. 22 points here for Taj Gibson.
Oh, I love that dish down low.
Adams against Thomas. Adams outside.
Well, there were a few complaints last season about how the playoff seeding was done, most notably in the Western Conference. Portland was the 4th seed for winning their division, but without that division win, would have been the 6th seed.
Catching up on the changes for Memphis. White comes in for Green, and it's Mike Conley in for Hairston.
Oh, man, how about the last-minute decision there to pull the shot down and get a better one for your teammate?
Outside Conley. Here's your Repco. Covered by Conley. Here's Thomas. And again, it's Boston converting. Into the playoffs last year with Portland being a division winner, but getting that 4th seed, that played a huge role in this conversation about playoff seeding structure. San Antonio would end up playing the Clippers in the first round, even though both had better records than the Blazers.
Kevin, no doubt it's a tricky situation. Listen, you want to reward teams for winning their division, but every so often it comes at the expense of several other teams like it did last year who just play in stronger divisions. So I think that's something that the league is going to have to look at moving forward.
And that one's good. Right.
So far, going for more of an inside game here in this second half, and I like that. A little smash mouth basketball, taking it inside.
And Gibson, here we go. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Gibson's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
Fantastic ball movement. They're picking them apart with their passing.
Purposeful passing it is, partner. Their last 10 points have all come off assists.
Conley with it. Thomas is there. They blow the whistle just as he gets it off. That's 2 points with a chance for another one at the stripe.
Yes, and with this one winding down, it's obvious to everyone who watched it. Just a total mismatch and a true show of strength for Boston.
And they could do no wrong today, Steve. That's right. This was a team performing to its Clark fullest capability.
Yeah, and a very satisfying win for them, too. A game to remember, and on the other side, definitely one you want to forget as soon as possible.
And so this is going to end up as victory number 24 on the year.
And so they'll take the first game of the season series, a team they'll only see twice. They're certainly happy to start it off with a win.
And that next meeting, Greg, will be their second and final game of the season series, being in opposite conferences. So you bet nobody wants to get swept even in the 2-game season series. I think the next game will be hotly contested.
A fantastic show. And what an amazing all-around game it was for Thomas. He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
Looking at the game Cannon has been having, he's got 30 points, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
I think we need a calculator to keep track of just how many of those he's knocked down. And Commissioner Silver taking a bold stance on sports betting. I mean, going into last season, he wrote that op-ed piece saying that it needs to be legalized federally. It basically brought into the light of day.
The 17-footer. And it's right, sending it back. Turner, and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
And for Commissioner Silver arguing for legalized sports betting, that's a major reversal from what most sports commissioners Clark had said in the past.
Yeah, you know, I like his open-mindedness, not just about that issue, but a number of issues that confront the league. And, you know, he's right in regards to the gambling. With the internet, people are making these bets anyway, so it makes sense for the league to take a look at it.
All right, now, gentlemen, 2 shots. Move shots.
That free throw missing.
And the Grizzlies, guys, a powerful post-play team. Mike Conley, though, is still the straw that stirs the drink. I mean, he may be the most underrated point guard in our league. His quickness and ability to penetrate the lane brings a great balance to their offense. Yeah, clearly he had an established position there.
Yeah, and I like this call because you want the refs in that situation. If there's any doubt, err on the side of giving the benefit of the doubt to the offensive player. That should have been a block, and it was.
Drive by Adams. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
He's got to quit while he's ahead, Kev. It worked that last time, but that's an invitation for a turnover.
There's 25 seconds left in the 4th quarter. Here's Sullinger. First one falls for him.
Jared Sullinger. 2 shots.
Good on both. Now here's Conley. Defense right on him. Dishes it to right. Here's Anderson. And that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
Just lazy defense on the glass there.
Well, nobody boxed out. Nobody put a body on anybody else. Things like that not only drive the coach crazy, that stuff gets under my skin.
That's good.
Well, guys, they came in here and really took charge from the opening tip. This is such a tough thing to do for a visiting team. This contest was played on their terms.
And, you know, that's not the way it usually works in the NBA. It's going to be a great win, and you know it's going to be a happy plane ride out of here for sure.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we have the opportunity to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Isaiah Thomas. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
He was up to every single challenge he faced tonight. He was in such control of the ball game. His showcase of his skill set was awesome.
One thing that stood out to me was...
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Ken...
The 2K Sports pregame show.
Hello, Beth.
It's the Eastern Conference on display, featuring the Boston Celtics. It's out on the road tomorrow as the Knicks wrap up this home stretch. And, of course, Terry Rozier. See how they continue to fare without...
Well, as fans, as teammates, there are a lot of people that I'm sure are sad to see him go, given all he brings to the table. But I like what the trade does for him, and I bet it helps them right off the bat. I mean, it also is going to help him long term.
Well, you know, we'll see. Because you don't make a change this drastic without having a period of adjustment. So you may be right. We'll see how long it takes and whether this new look roster can gel.
And now the opening lineup for Boston. Jared Sullinger is out there with Taj Gibson. Then there's Isaiah Cannon. Then there's Irving. And it's Crowder and it's small forward.
Tit for tat right there, huh, guys?
Didn't take him long at all, fellas, to get those 3 points back.
Here's Roten, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot two.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
Well, guys, what a nice surprise Tony Roten was last season, especially effective taking over at the point, Clark, with Michael Carter-Williams gone.
Yeah, Roten put up a career-high 5 assists per game and really worked hard at the defensive end as well. He's one of the few talents on the Sixers roster that hadn't been traded away.
And stolen by Kyrie Irving. Jumps up, rips down the breakaway slam.
You know what? He wasn't going to wait around for any help on that break.
Solo soiree performance all the way. How about that for a little bit of a limerick?
I'm going to let it slide.
And so it's New York with it after the basket by Boston. Oh, and here we go with Gibson. Nobody back. Oh!
Come on now, young fella. Watch out. You might bring that whole basket down on top of you.
I didn't think he was ever going to let go of the rim.
I tell you what, though, you might as well enjoy the moment. Make it last just a little longer.
And that last replay courtesy of Kia. Nice shot by Vujicic.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Irving, it's tipped, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. New York on D. Here's Sullinger, the 15-footer. Good. Sullinger's got his first basket.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
And it's Lopez. That time on the assist from Romo.
Yeah, well done to finish that one off.
For Boston, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Crowder, and count it, 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Great assist that time by Kyrie Irving.
Boston shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Free throw good, Crowder. Knicks have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. Now here's Roten. He's covered by Irving. Roten kicks to Lopez. And he goes strong with the one-handed jam.
And really just unselfish basketball on the interior. That's the kind of pass a coach loves to see.
He's definitely shaken up. They're using a timeout to let their trainer take a look at it.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston. Want to keep rolling here following the win against Memphis.
I mean, no stress in that one. Again, almost looked like a shoot-around for them. Amazing at how well they shot the basketball.
And even more impressive, Greg, considering it was on the road. I mean, it's rare that you see a team get that hot away from home.
Some changes for Boston. Kelly Olynyk comes in for Sullinger. And it's Isaiah Thomas in for Cannon. Takes the 3. Shot, no good. So New York will take it the other way. They put up a nice win against the Bucks the last time out.
Well, listen, they own the boards at both ends of the floor in that game, and that's what won it for them. Those extra possessions were invaluable.
Well, Greg, I think coming into the game, that's where they thought they had an advantage, and they did a great job exploiting.
Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Porzingis, defended by Gibson. Nice shot by Porzingis.
Couldn't run the inbound play any better than right there.
And on the way from Irving for 3. It's tipped. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Vujicic and a good offensive board. And he gets the bucket. Vujicic has got his 3rd bucket of the night.
The defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Not fazed at all by having a bigger defender on him down low. And I really thought he would be.
You know, at first glance, you wouldn't think that he'd be comfortable in that particular situation. But, boy, I tell you what, he didn't look like he was out of his element at all right there.
And here in the first quarter, with a little over 3.5 minutes played, Anthony down low, defended by Crowder. And Anthony gets it to go.
I think they need to get much more disruptive defensively. They can't just keep allowing these easy baskets.
That's got to be job number 1 right now. Nothing easy on the inside.
And that one's good. Roten.
That is up-tempo basketball at its best. So much easier to operate in the open court when a steal triggers the break.
And really, basketball is about rhythm, and that allows your offense to flow better. Now let's see if they can build on it and keep this lead.
And so here is New York. Great offensive performance they're putting on.
You see the benefit of knocking down baskets consecutively because it leads to the confidence growing and growing.
And guys, we call that the zone because that's where they are right now. They are in a zone, and I'm sure they feel unstoppable.
Boston trails by 5. Can they get it? Uses the glass that time, and it's good.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
And again, it's New York.
Well, he knew how many inches he had over the guy. I mean, let's face it, good decision to just rise up and take the jump shot.
On its way from Irving for 2, and it's Boston with another.
And he is really in a zone right now, playing and scoring with confidence.
A chance now to go to Doris Burke, who had a chance to visit with Kurt Rambis.
He said that the key to the game will be how well they defend Kyrie Irving, adding he's shown himself to be one of the premier point guards in the game already. Whether it's passing, shooting, or penetrating, we need our guys in the backcourt to really get up into him, and our bigs need to be ready to bring help. Guys, you can bet that Irving will be their focus defensively.
And as always, Doris, thank you. And here is Rote. After Isaiah Thomas made that last three-pointer, Porzingis can't hit.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that.
Now here's Crowder. He picked up 18 points in their last one against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And the lead goes right back. What a seesaw affair we've got going on.
This game's right there for the taking, but neither team can quite grab hold of it. Like a slippery bar of soap there. Somebody's got to take charge here.
Really, the defense is helpless to stop a layup right there. Just too much of an advantage in terms of the mismatch.
Moment here now for an injury report. And now we'll send it over to Doris Burke for an update on Jared Sullinger. Doris?
Yes, guys, I was able to catch up with Boston's head athletic trainer. Unfortunately, guys, he said it doesn't look good. We're into the heart of the season now, and that's the last thing this team wanted to hear. That's going to make their winter just a little bit longer, guys.
Thank you, Doris. Boy, you always hate to see anyone ever deal with any sort of injury.
And almost for every player, it's inevitable. I mean, injuries are going to happen no matter how well you take care of yourself.
And let's just hope the rehab process doesn't drag on any longer than it has to.
And so New York calls timeout. They're first. Some changes for Boston. Tyler Zeller's checked in for Kelly Olynyk for Taj Gibson. And it's Isaiah Cannon in for Thomas. Roden kicks to Vujicic. Almost, but it rolls out. Here's Boston now. They're on a 12-4 run. Here's Irving. It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8.
Boy, they've got them on their heels the way they've been running the ball up and down, right down their throat.
Yeah, some explosive plays we're seeing now in transition have really keyed this run.
Now here's Anthony. Playing Milwaukee, he was nearly unstoppable. And that one's good. Anthony's got 6. Boston leading by 3.
You know, for Carmelo last season, it was Murphy's Law. What could go wrong did go wrong. After signing Melo to a max deal, the Knicks management expected a bunch from him. But with the new offense and a bad knee, it didn't happen.
Roten, the pass to Anthony. Boom, he jams it straight down.
And both teams on fire from the opening tip.
Well, I don't doubt it, Greg. We're going to have an entertaining game of basketball here today. I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that's the case.
And there's the call on Kyrie Irving. That's his first foul. A different look for New York. Kyle O'Quinn, he's checked in for Lopez. Williams comes in for Porzingis. And Thomas subbed in for Anthony. And getting back to Carmelo last year, that team really became devoid of talent. In some games, Greg, in games that he played, he seemed like their only scoring option.
You know, we talk about needing a big 3 to compete for a championship. And for over half the season last year, the Knicks basically had a big half. I mean, because Carmelo missed that half. And when the deck is stacked against you like that, sometimes it's better to fold your cards and live to play another day. And that's really what Carmelo did. And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Yeah, and that's 4 straight field goals now, Greg, they've allowed from point-blank range. Can't happen.
All right, well, a look at how the points have been generated so far. A scoring breakdown for Boston.
It looks like they're ready to run, fellas. I mean, they haven't hesitated at all to get out on the break so far.
Yeah, and one thing, Clark, I've noticed is how quick their hands have been tonight. Thanks to that, they've gotten a lot of points off of turnover. And that's some inspiration. Steals, blocks, and a big dunk. Those are ways that you can really change the momentum in a game.
Well, they got to chip away, Clark, at that deficit, and no doubt that'll help.
And that's what he's out there for, guys. I mean, he is an electrifying player, no doubt.
And, guys, for everything we've said about Kyrie Irving over the years, now let's talk about maybe another area, and that is his willingness to give up the ball. LeBron came to town at the beginning of last season. Kyrie didn't even flinch at the prospect of being 1B to 1A. To me, that was a very selfless way of giving the mantle of that team over to LeBron.
I agree with you, and there was some question as to whether Kyrie would be able to do that at this point in his career, but ultimately that's what champions do. Kobe did it for Shaq, Robinson did it for Tim Duncan, and that's really what great players do.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early.
And the shot is good.
And getting back to Kyrie, many felt the addition of LeBron would cut down on Kyrie's playmaking opportunities. But Kyrie was near his career average in assists last season. That even further indicates how seamlessly the two superstars were able to gel.
Now a timeout called by Boston.
You know, talking about the effect LeBron had on Kyrie last year, they look fantastic working together, but the stat sheet also bears that out. Kyrie hit over 40% of his threes for the first time in his career, and he posted the lowest turnover rate of his career, too.
Cannon, and the foul goes on Isaiah Cannon. That is his first foul of the game.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
No question about it. No flop there. That was a direct shot to the chest.
And Jared Sullinger picks up the foul. That's his first foul. Well, Quinn with it. Sullinger's there, and he gets it to go as they call the foul. He's on his way to the line for one more.
How about battling through the impact there and then wheeling that basketball in?
Boy, it does your heart good to see that kind of determination in a player. Really excellent focus that time.
And there's the feed to Cannon. On the wing, Turner lets the three fly. Williams with the block. Here's Jerebko. One up, one down. 2 points with his first shot this game.
They hold the early advantage on the glass.
Yeah, nothing major, not a huge advantage, but certainly a good sign for them going forward.
Now here's Thomas. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. That's good.
And guys, they continue to put a lot of pressure on the interior defenders with the way they work down low.
It's becoming a theme in this game, Clark. They are piling up the points in the paint.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going. And guys, as much as Isaiah Thomas can help you on offense, at times he can hurt you on the defensive side. Immediately posted up by whomever he's guarding, you have to give help. And of course, that leaves your defense vulnerable, particularly on the weak side and controlling the defensive backboard.
Olenek is checked in for Boston. Johnson comes in for Jerebko. Knicks trail by 7. Roten dishes to Vujacic. Roten kicks to Williams. Some nice passing by New York here. And there's Roten, and that's good on the assist from Williams. 10 points for Roten.
And really the scoring this quarter has been just off the charts, doing all he can to bring them back.
And the basket by Thomas.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
New York's gone 3 of 3 from deep. 9 points rung up from outside here in the first. And the Knicks getting another bucket right there.
He's really stepped it up this quarter. Looks like he's determined to get them out of this hole all by himself.
There's Cannon with the 3. Good for the basket. Starting off 1 for 1 with that shot.
Outstanding start from three-point range. Their shooters are on fire.
It really makes them a hard team to guard because they space you out so well.
The Knicks have shot 2 of 3 from the free throw line tonight.
And team free throw numbers really about as good as you could ask for, around 80% on the season.
And they've made progress in that department from last season going into this one, guys. I mean, the numbers have improved. Excellent game we've seen from Tony Roten. He's already got 13 points and 8 dimes. He's having a terrific first quarter.
But if he keeps this up over the course of the game, look out.
Here's Roten. Isaiah Thomas making his last shot. Roten kicks to O'Quinn. Rebound by Olynyk.
Rebounding is going to be the focal point for them in this one, fellas. I can feel it.
It always is, and it has been so far, and they've gotten a nice edge on the glass. Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
Thomas goes in. Rebound by Williams.
You rarely see him missing dunks, but the defender was right in his face on that one, and it threw him off just enough.
And so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
Boy, he had a nice look at it after drawing the foul. Boy, it would have been nice to get an and one there.
So Boston going with almost an entire new group. Sellinger's checked in for Kelly Olynyk. Gibson comes in for Amir Johnson. Jay Crowder's checked in for Turner. And Irving subbed in for Thomas. 24 seconds left in the first quarter. Crowder with it. He's got 11. Shots good by Gibson.
And the defense is in disbelief here. Triple after triple.
When that happens, you simply just hope they start cooling off.
Now here's Roten. Picked by Williams. Gibson with the steal. Offense, the order of the day as the first quarter comes to a close. Boston leads by 9. And some tough times for the Knicks, but you listen to Carmelo Anthony, it's clear he's invested in this franchise.
They pulled all the strings to get me here.
Knicks fans rooting for Carmelo to help make New York a playoff venue once again.
You know what? It's going to take a lot more than Carmelo playing strong to get the Knicks back into the playoffs and to make them a destination to where NBA stars want to come.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
It's been about the pace. You can see they're going to try to keep this game in the open floor.
Yeah, and, you know, it's been a tempo that they like, and they're getting some easy buckets in transition here.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, as the second quarter gets going. And New York, looking at who they've got. We've got Williams. Vujacic is out there with Tony Roten. Then there's Robin Lopez. And it's Anthony in at the small forward position. And the Knicks making a change here. Porzingis is checked in.
Checking in for your Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis.
Outside Anthony. And there's the foul on Jay Crowder. That'll be his second foul of the game.
Boy, with 2 fouls now, he really has to be disciplined and under control for the rest of this half.
Here's Vujacic, and the Knicks hit again from deep.
You can't afford to get him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
And that one's good.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.